Mayapur.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you all for being here today. Today, we are here again. We're very much blessed. We have Krishna, sorry. We have His Holiness Bhakti ANUGRAHA Swami Maharaj. He's been
Swami. I think you missed
Janardana
that.
Swami, yes, Janardana Swami. Maharaj has been here once or twice, but to those of you who may not remember him, he is, at the moment as we speak, based in India. He is
Vrindavan.
In Vrindavan. Oh, thank you so much, Maharaj, for the correction.
I am based in Vrindavan, but I'm in Mayapur because this is the happening place right now.
Of course, yes.
Gaur Purnima.
Gaur Purnima, yes. Yes. So thank you so much for being here, Maharaj. And if you're ready, we'll put the verse on the screen and you may start speaking, after which devotees may ask questions if they have doubts or they need some clarifications. Hare Krishna.
Yes. I'm happy to be with you this evening. It's a pleasure to have your association because the devotees all over the world are busy for the Gaur Purnima festival coming up. Somehow you managed to invite me also for today's SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM class. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Gopal Krishna Goswami Tramini Prabhupada Saitam Yapakasha Vitiraja Charangiva Sarvipati. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayang Dadati Swapadam Tikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapada Kamalang Shri Gurung Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakambitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Visabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya evacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, reading from the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. This is Canto 1 in the matter of creation, Chapter 19, the appearance of Shukadev Goswami, text number 36. So I just recite the verse myself, and then we will read Srila Prabhupada's transliterations, word for word, and then the translation, and then the purport. Any questions you may have, you may raise your hand at the end of the meeting, or you can write your question in the chat box. Okay? Anyata te vyakta gatir darshanang nakatangrinam nitarang mriyam hananang samsidasya baniyasa. Anyata te vyakta gatir darshanang nakatangrinam nitarang mriyam hananang samsidasya baniyasa. Anyata, otherwise, te, your, avyakta, gatir, of one whose movements are invisible, darshanam, meeting, na, for us, katam, how, nrinam, of the people, nitaram, specifically, mriyamananam, of those who are about to die, samsidasya, of one who is all perfect, vaniyasha, voluntary appearance. Translation. Otherwise, without being inspired by Lord Krishna, how is it that you have voluntarily appeared here, though you are moving incognito to the common man and are not visible to us who are on the verge of death? Purport. The great sage Sukadev Goswami was certainly inspired by Lord Krishna to appear voluntarily before Maharaj Parikshit, the great devotee of the Lord, just to give him the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. One can achieve the nucleus of the devotional service of the Lord by the mercy of the spiritual master and the personality of Godhead. The spiritual master is the manifested representative of the Lord to help one achieve ultimate success. One who is not authorized by the Lord cannot become a spiritual master. Srila Sukadev Goswami is an authorized spiritual master, and thus he was inspired by the Lord to appear before Maharaj Parikshit and instruct him in the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. One can achieve the ultimate success of going back to Godhead if he is favored by the Lord's sending his true representative. As soon as a true representative of the Lord is met by a devotee of the Lord, the devotee is assured a guarantee for going back to Godhead just after leaving the present body. This, however, depends on the sincerity of the devotee himself. The Lord is situated or seated in the heart of all living beings, and thus he knows very well the movements of all individual persons. As soon as the Lord finds that a particular soul is very eager to go back to Godhead, the Lord at once sends his bona fide representative. The sincere devotee is thus assured by the Lord of going back to Godhead. The conclusion is that to get the assistance and help of a bona fide spiritual master means to receive the direct help of the Lord himself. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Again, the translation. Anyata te vyakta gater darshanang na katangrinam nitarang mriyamana nang samsidasya baniyasa. So here, Parikshit Maharaj is speaking. He is addressing Sukadev Goswami. I don't know why you took the phrase one, but it's okay. I have my in my Veda base here. It would be nice. Yes, because we are discussing this so that they can see also. So Parikshit Maharaj is the last emperor of the planet 5,000 years ago, prior to the appearance of Kali Yuga. He was there. He's a grandson of Lord Krishna. Somehow or other, he was saved from the womb of his mother Uttara by the shield, was protected by Lord Krishna when Asvatam cast his very powerful Brahmastra, but he was saved from his mother Uttara. So now King Parikshit, this as a Satriya, actually he is a Raja Rishi. Raja Rishi means a saintly king. Very rare nowadays to be a leader, but at the same time Krishna conscious or very well versed, because the king is supposed to be the representative of the Supreme Lord. He takes care of the citizens or his subjects. His main duty is to protect them and ultimately to make them Krishna conscious. So how many leaders right now in the world we can ascertain and define that they are in this category? Practically zero. No, nobody. But King Parikshit, being the main leader, he was the emperor actually. He was the emperor of the entire planet, entire world. So part of the duty of the king is to practice his martial skills, martial arts skills. And so one day while hunting, they're allowed to kill animals to see whether they're very expert in killing animals. This is part of being a Satriya. But somehow he became tired and he became thirsty. So he entered the hermitage of Samika Rishi. And somehow, because Samika Rishi was doing meditation, and therefore he was not entertained, he was not welcomed properly by the sage. And the king felt a little insulted, and therefore he, out of anger, he found a dead snake and he put this dead snake around the neck, garlanding the Rishi. And now the news spread so fast that the son Srinji, a Brahmana boy, heard what happened. And then he cursed the king out of anger to die within 7 days. So the king became very, very sad, and he was very, very repentant of what happened. And therefore, he accepted the curse of this boy, the Brahmana boy. Prabhupada says in the purport that this is Krishna's arrangement in a sense, as like a blessings in disguise. Otherwise, we will not hear the SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. Because a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, he practically, he's very austere and he can control his senses. If he's thirsty, then he can control his thirst. And then when the right time comes, then thirst will be quenched. And he could have counteract also the curse of the Brahmana boy, Shringi, but he did not. So he decided, and he gave the this as indication as the Lord's will, that for him to be cursed, and therefore he decided to fast for 7 days till he met his death. And the news spread all over the universe, all over the 3 worlds. So much so that many great sages, saints, rishis, they all came to see the final moments of Parikshit Maharaj. And before deciding to do this, he gave the throne to his eldest son to be the next ruler. So now he was given these 7 days, and then everyone was there. Everyone, all the rishis. There was like a list in the previous verses of this different, even Narad Muni, even Vyasadev, Angira, Pulascha, all the munis, all the yogis, all the rishis came. And Parikshit Maharaj, he has 2 questions in the beginning. What is the duty of a man? What is his main duty? What is the purpose of life? What is the duty? But then the second question was, what is the duty of a person who is about to leave his body? So out of those 2 questions, the first one, what is the purpose of human form of life, is not as important as the question, which is, what is the main duty of a person who's about to die? Because death is inevitable. It's going to happen anytime. We may die 20 years, in 10 years, in 5 years, in 1 year, in 1 month, in 7 days, or in 7 minutes, or even 7 seconds. So, but out of nowhere, it says here, out of nowhere, there is this one great personality who came, who appeared. His name is Sukadev Goswami. When he appeared, everyone stood up. Everyone stood up. Now, Sukadev Goswami is a mere 16-year-old boy. From his feature, one can see that he is a very great personality, especially when one of the signs that one is a great personality is just like the tips of his fingers or his hand is touching his knees or go beyond the knees. It's like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is like this. That so much so they can tell he has lotus eyes. His bodily hue is blackish in complexion, just like that of Lord Krishna. He has long hair, but he's very effulgent. And he he's not the same like general person who wears clothes. Is beyond the bodily concept of life, that he doesn't wear any clothes at all. That the women, young women, and the children that were following him, he's oblivious to the surroundings, but he's a very, very exalted personality, self-realized soul. He actually is one of the Mahajans. He's one of the authority of Dharma, of religion. There are 12 of them mentions in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Swayambhu Narada Shambhu Komara Kapilo Manu Pralado Janako Bhishmo Balir Baya Sakim Bayam. So he is one of the Mahajans. And when he appeared, all the saintly sages, and even the demigods, some of the demigods also came, and they showered, when he appeared, they showered flowers from the sky. Now, in those days, the interplanetary travel is very common. The demigods, they can come, they can see what's going on. It's like even we've heard that in the Krishna book or the Srimad Bhagavatam, whenever Lord Krishna would kill a demon, then they will play their instruments, they will sing his glories, and they will shower flower petals from the sky. So Sukadev Goswami is a very exalted personality. Actually, according to the acharyas, he is the personified parrot of Shrimati Radharani. Sukha means like parrot. So a parrot, when he, like, there is a very ripened fruit, and when the parrot take a bite of that, the fruit which is on the tree becomes sweeter, much sweeter. So with these two questions that Parikshit Maharaj asked, no one dared to reply. When they saw Sukadev Goswami, who is a realized soul by knowledge, because he heard that knowledge from his father Vyasadeva while he was in the womb of his mother. He didn't get out of the womb of his mother for so many years, many years. That when he came out of the womb from his mother, he just wanted to walk out and go to the forest, but somehow or other he was asked to come back. So now Parikshit Maharaj, when he saw Sukadev Goswami, he understood that he is the right person to be able to answer his question. And everyone gave proper respect to Sukadev Goswami except his father and Narad Muni, because they are senior by age, but in knowledge, the sweetness, how one can narrate the Srimad Bhagavatam, or the question that's been asked, to provide the answer. Sukadev Goswami is the person, he is the sweetest person to be able to reply, to tell. So now, because Sukadev Goswami came from nowhere, seems to be nowhere, because he's traveling all the time. It's just, there was one story whereby there are some young ladies who were taking bath, and he walked by, and they knew that Sukadev Goswami is beyond the bodily concept of life, that they did not cover themselves. But then when Vyasadeva passed by, they cover themselves, knowingly that Vyasadeva is a Grihastha. So therefore, he is not as innocent in a sense as Sukadev Goswami. So here, how is it that you have voluntarily appeared? So there is a verse, Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagavan Jeev Guru Krishna Pasare Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. So Sukadev Goswami is a representative of the Supreme Lord. In one of the verses here also, he was addressed as Bhagavan. Now, Bhagavan means one who was having these 6 opulences to the highest degree: wealth, beauty, strength, fame, renunciation, and renunciation, and beauty, and fame, and strength, and wealth, and opulence. So it says there that because Sukadev Goswami is what you call akinchana, he's beyond the bodily concept. He doesn't have any desire. That a devotee of the Supreme Lord is also at times can be called as Bhagavan. Like Narad Muni also, sometimes he's called as Bhagavan, Narad Muni. So Sukadev Goswami, he appeared, it says here, how is it that you have voluntarily appeared? That means the Supreme Lord, he sent his pure representative when an aspiring devotee searched for the absolute truth. When a pure devotee of this, when a devotee of the, an aspiring devotee of the Supreme Lord would like to inquire and get his questions to be answered pertaining to the supreme absolute truth, then Krishna will send his pure representative. We have been wandering, Brahmanda, Brahmiti, Brahmandi. That means we've been wandering in different nook and corner, not just in this universe, in different universes, because there's practically unlimited universes in the material world. So we've been wandering, and when the right time comes, Brahmanda, Brahmiti, Kono, Bhagavan, Bhagavan, that means when we become fortunate that we actually would like to inquire about the supreme absolute truth, then Krishna will send Guru Krishna Prasade by the mercy of the Supreme Lord, he will send a bona fide spiritual master, his representative. Now, the spiritual master is not God. This is the Mayavadi's wrong understanding that when one becomes realized, you become also Narayan. No, we are always going to be fragmental parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, the Jivas. And some are so dear to the Supreme Lord, those who are surrendered unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they have realization. Their knowledge becomes saturated by Krishna consciousness. One can also become a representative of the Supreme Lord. Some, they came straight from the spiritual world. They're what you call Jivan Mukta, Nitya Mukta. They're eternally liberated souls. But some can be a spiritual master also through sadhana. One can be perfected through sadhana and also can help others to go back home, back to Godhead. Now, in our philosophy, in our understanding, the spiritual master and the Supreme Lord is one in purpose, but not one means merging. The Mayavad's understanding is that when they become fully realized, then they can merge, they become one. In our understanding, in our Vaishnava understanding, teachings, the spiritual master and the Supreme Lord is also one in purpose, to reclaim the conditioned souls to go back home, back to Godhead. This is the main difference. So we have to understand this. So the function of the spiritual master, we've heard, and we pray every day, because the position of the spiritual master is very elevated. That Nikunjayuno ratikeli siddhyai yayali bir yuktir apeksaniya tatrati dakshad ativalabhasya vande guru sri charanarabhindam. We sing this every day, the Guru Vastakam, the worship of the spiritual master during the Brahma Muhurta hours, the Mangal Artik song. The spiritual master is very much expert in assisting the gopis who are engaged in the perfection of Radha Krishna conjugal love affairs. At different times, they make different tasteful arrangements for such spiritual exchanges, and the spiritual master is there to assist in the affairs. I offer my most humble obeisances unto his lotus feet. So in our sampradaya, in our guru disciplic succession, spiritual masters, most of the acharyas, most of the spiritual masters, they are assistants to Radha and Krishna. They're either Sakhis or close friends or Manjaris, that means younger by age. And then again, there is this one verse of the song, Saksa daritena samasa sastre uktastata bhavyata eva sadhi kintu pravorya priya eva tasya vande guru sri charanarabhindam. The spiritual master is honored as much as the Supreme Lord because he's the most confidential servitor of the Lord. This is acknowledged by the authorities. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, who is a bona fide representative of the Supreme Lord. So we have to understand the function of the spiritual master. The spiritual master is the best servitor of Godhead. His purpose is to serve Krishna. Just like the Adi Guru is Lord Balaram or Lord Nityananda. Lord Krishna's function as God, he is only playing, he's only enjoying, but he has a function also to distinguish between Krishna and Balaram. He is the one who accepts service. The spiritual master is the one also who accepts service, but he never thinks that, oh yes, I'm due to be served. No, he accepts the service from the students or the disciples, but then he offered that service to Lord Krishna. So we cannot approach the Supreme Lord without a guru, as what we're going to learn from the next many cantos here, that without guru, without the spiritual master, we will not be able to reach the abode of the Supreme Lord, Goloka Vrindavan, the Vaikuntha Lokas. So we cannot approach the Supreme Lord, for he is unapproachable directly. We cannot approach him directly. We need via media. And this is where Sukadev Goswami comes in. So who can be a spiritual master? That's a good question, isn't it? Who can be a spiritual master? Well, it says in the Nectar of Instruction, specifically that one can become a spiritual master if he can control the urges of the tongue, urges of the mind, urges of the belly, urges of the genital, urges of the words, all of these things. Then if he's able to control all of these 6 urges, then he can be a spiritual master. Now that is very difficult, isn't it? We cannot even control our mind, our tongue, our senses, our belly, the genital, all of these things has to be fully controlled. The spiritual master means also he is well-versed in the scriptures. He knows the science of Krishna consciousness. He'll be able to dispel any doubts, any questions that one may have, either materially or spiritually, up to a certain extent. Prabhupada was once asked, is it true that the spiritual master knows everything? Prabhupada says, yes. Then how many windows are there in the Empire State Building? You know, the Empire State Building. Or let's say, how many windows are there in Burj Khalifa in Dubai? You know, the tallest building in the world. So Prabhupada says, no, that's not what it means. That how many, like, oh yeah, there's about 1,386 windows, just for example. No, it is not like that. Prabhupada says, spiritual master knows everything means whatever Krishna wanted him to know, he knows. That is a difference. It's not like, you know, numerical, how many, it's like in your house, how many rooms there are. The spiritual master, he may not be, he's probably not been into your house, or how many rooms there are in your house. He's not be able to tell. But when it comes to knowledge about the science of the soul, the science of the supreme absolute truth, what is prakriti, what is time, what is karma, and all these things, like the Bhagavad Gita says, and the SRIMAD Bhagavatam, he'll be able to explain properly, and he'll be able to convince you that the ultimate cause is Krishna. So one can achieve the ultimate success of going back to Godhead if he is favored by the Lord's sending his true representative. So Krishna will send his representative, his pure devotee. When one's become sincere to find out the solution for the real problems in life, what are they? The real problem in life is birth, death, old age, and disease. How to stop this and how to get out of this material world. What is the process to attain that platform whereby I'll be able to not take birth again in this material world? Krishna will send his bona fide representative. Now, it is not that we will find our guru. It is the guru who will find us. This is different, okay? Because we don't know. We don't know who is guru. But because Krishna tells the spiritual master, his representative, that this person is very sincere, you go and try to help him. So when the guru comes, and when we meet the guru, it is not that we found the guru. It's simultaneously in a sense, but more that the guru finds the aspiring devotee. And this is what happened here. This is what happened here. Somehow or other, Sukadeva Goswami was wandering, and there you go. Because Parikshit Maharaj has these questions, then immediately out of nowhere, Sukadev Goswami comes, and then he sat down. He sat down. It says here, there is this verse. Yeah, he just sat down, and everyone was offering obeisances to him, knowingly that he is the only person who can be able to dispel the doubts, and the questions can be answered in full satisfaction for Parikshit Maharaj. Now, see, we can see here that actually Krishna consciousness means there is what you call seniority. I mentioned this into my class also, the last time I gave class in Krishna Balaram Mandir in Vrindavan. And in ISKCON, when we say, oh, Prabhu, he is very senior, there are different meanings of seniority. One can be senior by age. That means he probably like 70 years old or 65. If I'm 20 years old, let's say, then he's my senior. In ISKCON also, anyone who took initiation before you is also a senior devotee. He's senior, you're senior. But then there is also one who maybe he came before me. Who came before me? He just came recently. But because he has more realization, he knows the scripture better than me, and he can explain better Krishna consciousness than me, then he is my senior. It's like the story of Raghunandan Thakur. You must have heard of this, the son of Mukunda Das, this son is like only 5 years old, and he was able to make their deity Gopal or Gopinath to eat the laddu, to eat the offerings, because he was told that I'm going for an errand, so make sure our deity eats. So he was able to convince the Lord to eat the whole offerings and nothing left. And here also, Sukadev Goswami is 16-year-old boy, but he was treated to be like a senior because of his realization by knowledge to explain Krishna consciousness. Why not Narad Muni reply to the question of Parikshit Maharaj? Why not Vishbhavitra Muni? Why not Angira Muni? Why not Vyasadev? No, it's because Sukadev he's able to explain in a very, very sweet way, more than anyone else who are there in the assembly. So, as Prabhupada says in the last paragraph or last sentence, it says, the conclusion is that to get the assistance of help of bona fide spiritual master, to receive the direct help of the Lord himself, and ultimately, it is the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna himself, who says that who can give, who can tell? Because it is not an easy, this is not an easy, to be a spiritual master means he's able to take us back home, back to Godhead. One cannot just stamp that, okay, you're a guru now. No, he says that the spiritual master will tell to the disciple when he's ready to take the role of a spiritual master. Now, there are many different kinds of spiritual masters. Excuse me, from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says there is Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, and Bhartma Pradakshina Guru. Diksha Guru is the one who gave us the mantra Diksha. He's the one who gave us the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. One has to be also within these 4 sampradayas, Brahma Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya, from Lord Brahma, from Rudra, from the Kumaras, the 4 Kumaras, and from Sri, from Lakshmi, Sri Sampradaya. So there is Siksha Gurus also, because the Guru, the Diksha Guru, the one who gave us the mantra, Diksha, he may not be around all the time, and then there are many senior devotees or advanced devotees whom we'll be able to convey or be able to, if we have any doubts, they can give us instruction. They'll be around us. There's Siksha Guru. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, usually the Siksha Guru becomes the initiating spiritual master. And at times, the Siksha Guru becomes more prominent than the Diksha Guru. We have many instances in the history of our Gaudiya Vaishnava history that the spiritual master will send their disciples to Jiva Goswami to be trained up in Vrindavan, Shamananda, Narottam Das Thakur, all of these different stalwarts, great Vaishnavas, they came under the tutelage of Jiva Goswami. So, nevertheless, we should be able to go back home, back to Godhead with the help of our Guru Maharaj, the one who gave us the mantra, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra or the Gayatri Mantra, and also those who are constantly there to give us guidance, to give us direction, those who are always inspiring us, those who are always motivating us to make advancement in Krishna consciousness. So in this way, Sukadev Goswami just now come, and we'll hear more about the teachings of Sukadev Goswami in many, many more verses to come. Hare Krishna. I will stop here for now. Do you have any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Maharaj, for the wonderful class. It's very beautiful, and I believe devotees will have questions, because I do have some questions. We have His Grace Kusha Prabhu, please, you may unmute.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances.
My
question is on the issue of Sukadev Goswami and SRIMAD Radharani. You mentioned that
Sukadev Goswami is the parrot. Parrot.
Yes, but you said it's an incarnation or representative of SRIMAD Radharani.
No, I said the parrot. You are not hearing properly.
I'm hearing with rapt attention.
Huh? You're interpreting what I said.
Yeah, you mentioned in the beginning that Sukadev Goswami is a representative of SRIMAD Radharani. And then you mentioned that Sukha means parrot. So my question was is Radharani a parrot? How is she?
No. You are not. If
listening.
I said it wrong, my main intention is to tell you that Sukadev is the parrot of Radharani. He's not representing Radharani. No.
Yeah, because that was why I was asking this question.
No,
okay,
you
and
rewind this. I never said that he is representing Radharani. You rewind this. This is recorded.
Yeah, actually, I heard Maharaj say he's Radharani's parrot.
Kusa Prabhu, you need a hearing aid.
No, Maharaj.
Come on here.
Okay, I have another question.
Our moderator
Maharaj,
is saying.
I have a second question.
Okay, that is good. But Kusha, go ahead.
Maharaj, my second question. You mentioned that Sukadev Goswami voluntarily appeared, and when the disciple is ready, the Guru appeared.
Yeah.
Then who was the disciple
that Krishna knew?
Okay,
that is the verse. That's what it says in the verse, isn't it?
Okay, so my question is on the issue of when the disciple is ready, the Guru appears. But Advaita Acharya went to the Ganges and prayed for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to appear.
Yeah.
So if Advaita Acharya prayed for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to appear, why did Sukadeva Goswami appear voluntarily when the disciple was ready?
No, Sukadev Goswami is there. He's wondering when the right time comes. He appeared. He came to reply to the question. Advaita Acharya is Mahavishnu. He cannot give Braja Prem. That's why he asked Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is the only one who can give Braja Prem. Mahavishnu cannot give Braja Prem. He only gives Vaikuntha Prem.
Okay.
It's like if you only have $100 and what is needed is $1,000, you have to ask somebody's help who has
Yes.
$1,000. So Advaita Acharya, he cannot give Braja Prem in Kali Yuga. That's why he had to ask Lord Chaitanya, please come.
Yes.
You're the only one who can save.
Yes, Maharaj, the question is, when the disciple is ready, the guru, the master appears.
Yes.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there was no disciple that was ready. And Advaita went to pray for him to come down.
You know why Advaita Acharya came to pray? Because at that time, if you read Chaitanya Bhagavat, that time the irreligious practice is way gone so far. Okay, the atmosphere is so much surcharged by Devata worship that Advaita Acharya understood that he is not able to do that also to rectify. So he asked Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where is he? He's gone. What
I'm here,
happened to
Maharaj.
Kusha?
He's
Okay,
here.
I'm here.
Okay. So try to understand, okay? It is not just the spiritual master. He's God himself. He's not just a spiritual master. He's God. Lord Chaitanya.
My
Well, thank you.
third question,
Okay.
please. You
No.
mentioned that.
Hold on. Just 1 second. Kusa, two
Yes, Maharaj.
questions is enough for you. I'm sure I will get back to you.
Okay.
Yes,
Get
okay.
other
Maharaj.
person. Otherwise,
Okay.
I'll just spend time with you.
Okay, thank you,
Go to the other
Maharaj.
person.
Sri Govinda Prabhu, please, you may unmute.
Hare Krishna,
Hello.
Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Place to set my respectful obeisances. All glories to you. All
Haribol.
glories to Srila
Haribol.
Prabhupada. Thank you very, very much for your enlightenment this morning. We are so grateful to you. Your mood, your expressions, your love, your affection is so encouraging, and we are so grateful to have you today. My question is concerning the Vegas that need to be controlled, and you rightly said that if one controls his 6 senses, qualify him to the edges. Yes, he becomes qualified and to take a role of a spiritual master. So yes, I was wondering, Krishna has to accept a spiritual master, Sandipandimoni. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also accepted Ishwara Puri.
Yes.
This is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and is the master of the senses. So automatically, he was a spiritual master. So what is the need for one after controlling after controlling his senses and everything? Yeah, the question is, after controlling the senses, still one has to, take initiation.
There is no need, but this
from
is
somebody
to set good example for all of us. This is to set example. Lord Nityananda, who is none other than Lord Balaram also, he took initiation from Madhavendra Puri. This is the process of learning the science of Krishna consciousness. One must approach Tadvidhi pranipratena pariprasnena sevaya upadakshititeng jnanam jnaninas tadvadarshina. There is a purpose of human form of life. And therefore, we cannot understand this on our own. As Prabhupada gave an example, you can go to a library and study all the medical textbooks. You cannot be a doctor after that. You need to go to a university. You need to learn from a guru. You need to learn from a teacher. So in spiritual life, to show an example for us, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Lord Nityananda, Lord Krishna, Lord Ram, they have their spiritual master. But actually, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he took sannyas, even from a Mayavad sannyasi, so is it that Lord Chaitanya is a Mayavad sannyasi? No, he's not. This is to trick the Mayavadis so that they take up Krishna consciousness also. So that the Mayavadis became Vaishnavas. Actually, the mantra was given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself into the ears of Keshava Bharati. Okay, and then he just repeated the sannyas mantra. So ultimately, the whole process is that to show us that we need to have a spiritual master. If they don't do it, they set examples, the Supreme Lord themselves, to show us what we should do. That doesn't mean they are in illusion like us, or they need a guru. They don't need guru. They are the spiritual master. Lord Nityananda is Adi Guru. Lord Balaram is Adi Guru. The knowledge that the spiritual masters give comes from Krishna himself. He is the supreme authority, the Bhagavad Gita. Okay? Like Arjuna is a pure devotee. He doesn't, he understood all of this knowledge, but to show us an example, he was put into some kind of a forgetfulness. As Krishna says, I have given this knowledge to the sun god Vibhasvan, and you were there, to Arjuna. But then how is it that Krishna has to repeat it again to Arjuna? So that we follow in the footsteps of Arjuna. It's the same thing, okay?
Do I still need to go through the sannyasi or guru initiation if I control my senses and I feel I can establish myself as a spiritual master?
No, you don't need to be in sannyas ashram. Govinda Prabhu, you can be in your grihastha ashram, be Krishna conscious, and help others to become Krishna conscious. Your life will be perfect.
No, Maharaj, my question is, do I need to go through the process of sannyasi guru initiation to become guru?
You don't. You don't. You don't need to. Sannyas is very rare in our society. If you can travel, sannyas means preaching, traveling all over the world. Can you do that? You like to do that?
Yeah. If I can do that, the question is, can I take my own disciples and see myself as a guru?
You can be grihastha guru. There is so many gurus in our movement who are grihastha. But you have to set a good example yourself, an ideal grihastha.
Yeah, if I want to be a grihastha guru, do I have to take initiation before I become spiritual grihastha guru?
No. Your guru will make you a guru. Your guru will tell, now, Govinda, you may take disciples. because he can see, he can tell. He can tell that you'll be able to do it. If you want to become a guru without the auspices, without the blessings of your guru, you will fall down. You will
Thank
not
you.
be able to make it. You will not be able to make it. It will only like a certain time, everything will be finished. For whatever we do in our spiritual life and even material life, we need the blessings of our spiritual master. When you're ready to become guru, our guru will say, Govinda, yes, now you're ready. Take as many disciples as you can to bring them back home, back to Godhead. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. I have a follow-up question to the question
Yes.
Govinda asked and the answer you just gave. What the explanation you gave to Govinda Prabhu, I believe, is the general understanding of how an individual devotee can become a guru. What about in the case of a personality like Srila Prabhupada, who after, at the time when he decided to take disciples, his guru was not physically on the planet. But of course, we also understand that there are some devotees who are able to have direct communication with their spiritual masters. I mean, there is no vacuum between them. So if you want to, Maharaj, I would want to say something in that regard, that sometimes the spiritual master may not physically be on the planet, yet he may be able to give the same instruction to the disciple to accept disciples, right?
One thing I can tell you now is that the sannyasi, a sannyasi is automatically, he's the guru of all the community, all the 4 ashrams. But to make it solidified, you need the blessings of the senior godbrothers of your Guru Maharaj. If your Guru Maharaj has left, we have now many gurus in our movement who are not Prabhupada's disciples, sannyasis. Their spiritual master has left. They became guru, and they were given the blessings and auspices of our leaders or authorities to give initiation. Okay? And Srila Prabhupada, he's a sannyasi. He is a guru. He doesn't have his, actually, he even took sannyas, not from his Guru Maharaj. He took his sannyas from his godbrother. Because this is the proper etiquette. Sannyas cannot be given by a Mataji. Now we're going in a different direction now.
I know. It's a very slippery.
The Brahman thread, listen, only those who have Brahman thread can give Brahman thread. Now we have, I'm sorry, we are in this platform. We have female Diksha gurus. Now this it's in the talk. How can they give Brahman?
Yeah.
They don't have Brahman thread. How can they give sannyas?
Yeah.
No. But there's some ways how it can be done. Maybe, the Brahman thread can be given by the God brother or another, or another God brother can give the sannyas to you. You have a, no, it's a different topic now.
Okay.
So a sannyasi, Prabhuji, I'm going to tell you this. A sannyasi is automatically a guru.
Okay.
He may not be officially, giving initiation, mantra, diksha, but he is guru. He's the guru of the community automatically.
Yeah.
Because of his position.
Yes.
In that ashram. Okay?
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Govinda Prabhu, did you raise your hand again or the first one? We have Rasalila.
It's Rasalila.
Rasalila, please unmute.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Haribo.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for the wonderful lecture. And I'm sure when you were reciting Guru Pranam, we were all reciting it with you. So thank you very much for glorifying our spiritual master. Now my question is, when we take initiation and now we have a spiritual master, the initial stages we're so surcharged about the process. Now, what happens is a lot of times we become flexible in that, or like how a child becomes dependable on the mother. They can hold the child's hands to walk, to train to stand, but then at a certain point we let go so the child can build up strength to do that on their own. Now, what happens when we become lackadaisical in the process?
Rasalila, just 1 second.
Yes, Maharaj.
Make your question short. Otherwise, I got lost. Make your question so short and clear, to the point. And I'm just going to stand for 1 second because my battery is gone. I have to plug in my battery. Okay, just 1 second.
Okay, thank you, Maharaj.
Rasalila, make your question concise because it'll be difficult for me to reply to your question.
Okay, so Rasalila, okay, go on.
Okay, so I wanted to ask what recommendations do you...
slow down.
Sorry.
Yeah, just slow down.
You
ahead.
have a good question, I know, but make it so precise as much as possible, okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What recommendations can you give for us to continue to be enthusiasm in our practice of Krishna consciousness?
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, practically,
I'm trying.
you have to. Your question is what suggestion you can give so that we can become enthusiastic?
So we can remain after receiving that
Remain.
Diksha mantra from a spiritual master.
So don't forget to follow the instructions of Guru to chant minimum 16 rounds, follow the 4 regulative principles, associate with the Vaishnavas, read Srila Prabhupada's books, and specifically perform Mangal Artik. Get up early in the morning. Do your Mangal Artik. For Grihastas, it's not expected that you wake up like we do who lives in the temple, the brahmacharis and sannyasis. At least get up at 5 o'clock and perform Mangal Artik. A short version. Offer your food to Krishna. And the best thing to remain always enthusiastic is also to tell others about Krishna. Preach. Distribute books, or whenever there is Harinam, join the Harinam. Go Bhaktavriksha, or create your own circle of new devotees to be trained up. And you'll remain as enthusiastic as ever. Okay? I mentioned many things, but I would say the most important is getting up early in the morning, finishing your rounds before you go to work, or at least half. If you work and then come back and then finish in between before taking meals. Prabhupada says, 4 rounds before each meal. By the time the last meal that you will eat, your rounds will be finished if you're busy the whole day. Okay?
That's a
Thank you.
very good strategy. Very good strategy to completing our rounds.
Yeah. And don't chant your rounds while driving. That's not counted. That's not counted. That is
Alright.
extra. That is
That's
extra
extra.
rounds.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Anything else?
Yes, Maharaj, I have one question for you, please. And the question,
Yes.
the question is, Advaita Prabhu could not give this type of okay, because only Lord Chaitanya can. Now, because by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, Srila Prabhupada, and his disciples, followers, we are all now introduced to this process of going back to Goloka Vrindavan. My question is, and I believe that we all were once with Krishna. So I believe that we all have our natural positions. Sorry, all right. We all have our natural positions in the spiritual world. And so if someone's position is that of Narayan, and now being trained to become a worshipper of Krishna or Lord Chaitanya, how does that work out?
Well, Lord Narayan, there's one pastimes of Krishna and Arjuna went to see Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu wanted to see them. You've heard that pastime in the Krishna book or the SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, to retrieve the sons who died,
yes,
Brahmana, Dwarka.
Yes.
So ultimately, everyone is subordinate. Even Lord Balaram is serving Lord Krishna. And Lord Balaram is none different than Krishna. So each and everyone has their own function. Ultimately, everyone is a servant of Lord Krishna. Okay.
Oh, Maharaj, I ask this because when Lord Chaitanya induced Murari Gupta to worship Krishna, he was attached to Lord Ramachandra.
That's right. Yeah, we all have an eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord. Some are attached to Gornitai, some are attached to Sitaram, Lakshmana Hanuman, some are attached to Lord Nishingadev, because that is our eternal constitutional position, to have that relationship with the Supreme Lord. And no one can change.
So does that mean that even though we are being trained to like worship and have attachment to Radha Krishna, when one attains perfection and go back home, back to Godhead?
No, even right now, some are attached to Lord Jagannath than Radha and Krishna, but they still have to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Some right now, I traveled all over the world. Some devotees, they're attracted to Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. Some in Russia, they're all attached to Gornitai, practically. That doesn't diminish the relationship they have with Lord Krishna, because Jagannath is Krishna also, Gornitai is Krishna also, Nishingadev is also Krishna. So some are really rare that they have that very, very intense desire to serve Radha Shama Sundar and nobody else. It's like here, I'm in Mayapur. Some are attached to Mayapur. I've heard one devotee last night, oh, I just want to spend more time here. If I can go to Vrindavan, I'm very, very thankful. But no, I'd rather stay in Mayapur. But some devotees in Vrindavan, oh, I just rather stay in Vrindavan. I don't have time to go to Mayapur. So that is a personal choice, according to one's relationship with the Supreme Lord. But that doesn't diminish their relationship with Krishna. Don't think that the cows is lesser than Mother Yasoda. Okay, no, everyone is equal. In the eyes of Lord Krishna, everyone is equal. But some are more intimate, some are closer. Even the twigs, the trees, they're all waiting for Lord Krishna to come. The cows and the calves, all waiting for Krishna. When will Krishna take us to the pasturing grounds? So that everyone is equal in the eyes of the Supreme Lord. But some are closer, some are more intimate. That doesn't make them better. No, everyone is equal. But the relationship, that's why we're all unique individual souls. Okay? Some can only go up to Vaikuntha. That doesn't mean Vaikuntha is lesser, is not as good. No. That is one's relationship with the Supreme Lord. So that is good. That is the best for them.
Yeah.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I don't mind being a dog. To take birth, even as a dog, as long as I take birth in the family of Vaishnavas. So that doesn't diminish one's position. Okay, Murari Gupta doesn't mean he's lesser than the other Goswamis. No. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you, Maharaj. Actually, I didn't mean that one is better than the other, but I was just asking if one is attached to a particular form of the Lord.
Yeah,
And it's
if you're attached to that, if you're attached to that particular form, that is fine. As long as you're an associate. Murari Gupta is an associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he wants to worship the Lord in that way. So you cannot change that. It's eternal. That is your eternal relationship. So that doesn't mean everyone who's worshiping Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will go to Goloka Vrindavan. There are unlimited spiritual planets in the spiritual world where all these different incarnations of the Supreme Lord has their own planets. Look at Dhruva.
This
Dhruva
answers my
Maharaj.
question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look at Dhruva Maharaj. You know, Dhruva Maharaj is in the North Pole, pole star. It's not even, it's not in the spiritual world. But it is a spiritual world within the material world because it's never destroyed at the time of annihilation. That is his eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord. It is there, Dhruva Loka. Right?
Yeah. Okay, thank you,
He's
Maharaj.
satisfied.
Shima Vara Prabhu, please you may unmute.
Hare Krishna, Dandava Pranam, Maharaj. My obeisance is to
Dhanyavad.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. My question is about, you said nowadays we can hardly find any Raja Rishi.
Yeah.
Very rare. But we know the role. We know the roles that leaders can play, like Bhagavad Gita 3:21 says, that whatever a great man does, common men follow. So if we don't have, and we also know the role that Maharaj Ashok played in spreading Buddhism.
Yeah.
So if there are shortage of Raja Rishis, could that be due to problem of preachers who are not making effort to reach them?
Yeah, sure. We tried as much as possible to give Bhagavad Gitas to the leaders, but Prabhupada's mission is that at least there should be a section in the society, a class in the society to be Brahmanas. Our whole movement is established in such a way to have a Brahminical class in the society. Because if these leaders will listen to the Brahmanas, they'll be guided properly. That's why in the Vedic times, in the Vedic age, the Satriyas, they always have an assembly of Brahmana who will be consulted, who will give advice. So yes, Prabhupada one time he approved of a political party, not a political party, but a party who can, one of our devotees can run as a president in the United States. And they call their party In God We Trust Party. We have this Balavanta Prabhu. He approved. He can run to for so we have some ideals like in Africa we had, and I hope you still having continuously, like Bhakti Tirtha Swami. He will talk with the leaders, Nelson Mandela, you know, different you know, like
Heads of
kings
state.
of the, huh?
Yeah, different kings and different heads of state.
Yeah, that's right, head of state. In our scientists, we had Bhakti Sarup Damodar Maharaj. He will reach up to the elite, the scientists, because ultimately, yeah, they're the needs to be guided, the scientists and the leaders. Who's that the last president, not the second last president, Obama? He would be having a Ganesh, small Ganesh in his pocket wherever he goes. So there's some influential there of, you may say, the teachings from India. So we try to create that as much as possible. Would like to approach them and give them Bhagavad Gita. But because politicians are very difficult to really like convince, at least if they respect, like in India, we have many devotees who are like, their public relation with the government here is so strong. The prime minister here is like our good ally, our best friend here. You know, here in Mayapur also, to build such a big temple of Vedic planetarium, you need the support of the government. So it's difficult to really establish an ideal Rajarisi nowadays. But we try our best to give them some guidance as much as possible. I think you should do that also in Africa. If you are not doing it, you'll be successful.
Thank you so
right?
much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay.
It seems we have a question
more?
from Kusha Prabhu. Yes. Kusha
Kusha.
Prabhu, please.
Yes, Maharaj.
Yes,
Hare Krishna,
sir.
Maharaj. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna.
I'm here, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Yeah, I see you.
My
in the
last
beach.
question in the course of your lecture, you mentioned that at a time, there's a time that Siksha Guru is more prominent sometimes than the Diksha Guru.
At times, yeah.
At times, yes.
Yeah. Bhaktivinoda
So
Thakur,
my question is, during the time of Prabhupada, during the time of Srila Prabhupada, most of his disciples were trained by his disciples and not directly by Prabhupada. He sent so many
directly, not directly.
Not directly by Prabhupada. And these Prabhupada disciples, today, they are not like Shiksha or Guru to those disciples. My question is, why are they not more prominent in the life of those devotees than Prabhupada?
Where are they now?
Why are they not more prominent? Why they are not more prominent in the life of the devotees? Like you mentioned, that sometimes Shiksha is more prominent than Diksha. So why are Prabhupada disciples not more prominent to their God brothers than Prabhupada?
In those days, everyone stays at the temple. In those days, in Prabhupada's time, everyone is concentrated. You'll see hundreds of devotees, hundreds of brahmacharis, you know, in each and every temples practically. But now time changed. They became grihastas. They have to work. They have to raise their children. So whatever we have right now, maybe just like you said, you may say second generation grand disciples. So they're taking up some responsibilities in that way. Many temples now have counseling system. So counseling system also in such a way that is also Siksha gurus in such a way. So time changes. Most of our members now are congregation members. In the early days, most of the members are brahmacharis. If there are some grihastas, They also live in the temple, but the husband and the wife, they don't sleep together. They are separated, you know. So time changes, but Siksha gurus are still there, as you may say, in monitors, or they're in Bhakti Briksha. If you have a Bhakti Briksha program, whoever is the leader, he's also a Siksha guru. Because being a Siksha guru is not very easy. It's not you may say a cheap thing. It's not a cheap thing, because as a Siksha guru, one has to be very exemplary. It's not just because, oh, I tell you, read Bhagavad Gita every day and I'm a Siksha guru already. No. Siksha guru is very, very, very important, and is very relevant. But one may not say, oh yeah, he's a Siksha guru, but because he's giving me guidelines, he's giving me directions, he's giving me inspiration, that is like as good as Siksha guru. Okay, not in the categories like Siksha guru like Jiva Goswami, as we mentioned in the class. He's a Siksha guru also, many stalwarts. But whatever we can tell to others, whatever we can give Krishna consciousness to others, you are helping them in some capacity or another for them to become Krishna conscious. That is highly commendable. You are a Siksha guru to your children. You may not be a Siksha guru to like 10,000, you know. No, you can be a Siksha guru to, if you have 3 or 4 or 5 children, you teach them how to become Krishna conscious, you are a Siksha guru. Is that okay?
Yes, Maharaj.
Kusha
Thank
Prabhu.
you. Yes, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you
Maharaj.
very much.
Yeah, thank you. Maharaj, I wouldn't mention the name of the guru, but I heard this from one very important guru in our movement, who said
Yeah.
from the scriptures that one may have as many Siksha gurus as he wants, but you can only have one Siksha guru.
That's right.
And the Siksha guru will have to, if the Diksha guru is not acting as the Siksha guru, and another person is acting as the Siksha guru to the initiate, then that particular person giving or taking the role of a Siksha guru should serve just as much as what the Diksha guru's mood is. In other words, the Diksha guru is like the father, and the father may say, okay, I give my son to this person to train up. And the father, according to what this guru said, which I kind of, excuse me to say, makes a lot of sense to me, is that the Siksha guru should not do things contrary to what the Diksha guru already has inculcated into the disciple.
Sure. See, Prabhu, the principle that we need to understand here is that the guru is one.
Yes.
And their main purpose is to help the student to go back home, back to Godhead. Now, principle is one, but details may differ.
Yeah.
But the main purpose should be served, to go back home, back to Godhead.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Yes, Maharaj. Yes.
Do you understand? Principle is one. It's like, what do you call, sambandha. Then abhideya may be in the different ways. There are nine processes of devotional service. But our goal is to go back home, back to Godhead. So the teachings of Guru is only one. The purpose is to bring the conditioned souls back to Godhead, back home, back to Godhead. The details of how to do it, the procedure may differs, but the purpose and the principle is the same. So there is no difference here, ultimately. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Ultimately, there is no difference.
There is no difference. There's no difference, ultimately. Please, I'm ready to be with you, but you have forgotten me. You have forgotten me. Hare Krishna, Africa. After like, I don't know.
Yeah, Maharaj, in fact, we miss you so much. And
But you're the one who's not inviting me. I'm ready. I'm ready. I mean, I cannot push myself. But now
okay, okay, Maharaj. Now we're going
to remind you again, okay?
Okay, thank you,
At
Maharaj.
least for your own. You remember me, and then I will be always with you, okay?
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
I'm always with you. But
Thank
somehow
you.
I think, what's his name? What's her name again? Gopinath.
Giridhari Puja.
No, Gopinath. There's one.
Kusha.
No, not Kusha. There's another devotee. She forgot me, actually. Giridhari.
Yeah, Giridhari.
Puja.
That's what I said.
She's the one who forgotten me.
Yes,
I know you
yes.
have forgotten me, but now she's there. I can tell
Yes.
you, she have forgotten me. Okay.
Giridhari Puja is here. So she's hearing you loud and clear.
I can be with you every month as you like. No problem with me. I'll find my schedule to be adjusted. Okay.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Maharaj. We love that.
Thank you, Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Good night from Manipur. Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna. So
have a good day.
Okay, Maharaj, please hold on for a second. We have to do our rituals. We have a ritual we follow. And the ritual is that we're going to humbly request all the devotees to kindly unmute and we all chant the loudest Hare Krishna Mahabharata. Yay! Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama, 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Africa ki jai ho.
Jai.